Ever pondered how misconceptions about personality disorders shape societal perceptions and attitudes? Well, it's time to delve deep into the misunderstood world of personality disorders, where misconceptions often lead to stigmatization and a lack of empathy. Personality disorders are intricate, complex, and often misunderstood. They're not simply quirks or character flaws, they're deeply ingrained patterns of behavior that deviate from societal expectations. They're not choices. They're conditions that people contend with daily. One such disorder that often finds itself in the shadow of misconceptions is histrionic personality disorder, or HPD. Those with HPD are often characterized as dramatic, emotional, or attention-seeking. But there's so much more to it. They're also empathetic, expressive, and vivacious individuals who experience emotions deeply. Now, it's quite common for HPD to be confused with another personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. On the surface, they may seem similar. Both are often associated with grandiosity, an intense need for attention, and a tendency towards seductive behavior. But here's where we need to tread carefully, because the lines of distinction are crucial. Those with HPD, unlike those with NPD, are capable of empathy. They can understand and share the feelings of others, often using this empathetic side to endear themselves to people and gain approval. This is a stark contrast to individuals with NPD, who often lack empathy, or at the very least possess a limited capacity for it, usually extending only as far as it benefits them. Understanding the nuances between these disorders is vital. It's not about labeling or categorizing people, but about fostering empathy and understanding. It's about dismissing the stereotypes that lead to stigma and instead promoting a more informed perspective of mental health. So let's pull back the curtain on these personality disorders and shed light on their complexities. Let's replace judgment with empathy, stigma with understanding, and fear with knowledge. Meet Tasha, a vibrant young woman with an effervescent personality that hides a deep-seated struggle. Tasha is the life of every party. With her radiant smile and captivating charm, she draws people into her world effortlessly. But behind this flamboyant persona, there's a story that's far less glamorous. Tasha is constantly seeking approval, endlessly craving the spotlight, and her behavior suggests she is grappling with histrionic personality disorder. In her day-to-day life, Tasha's grandiosity is hard to miss. She often exaggerates her emotions and accomplishments, making every story a grand spectacle. Whether it's a minor disagreement with a coworker or a weekend getaway, Tasha's tales always seem larger than life. But this isn't just about storytelling. It's a desperate plea for validation and attention. Her seductiveness is another hallmark of her personality. Tasha uses her charm and allure not for romantic pursuits, but as a tool to remain the center of attention. Every interaction is a performance, a well-rehearsed play designed to captivate her audience, to make them laugh, gasp, and most importantly, to keep their eyes on her. But here's the twist. Unlike individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, Tasha isn't devoid of empathy. Quite the contrary. She often uses her empathetic side to endear herself to others, to gain their approval. She's the friend who's always there when you're down, the shoulder to cry on, the cheerleader in your corner. But even these acts of kindness are tinged with her need for validation and attention. Tasha's constant need for approval and attention, her grandiosity, her seductiveness, these are all indicative of histrionic personality disorder. But it's her empathy, the genuine care she shows for others, that sets her apart from those with narcissistic personality disorder. Tasha's story is a poignant example of the complexities of histrionic personality disorder. Tasha's story, though unique, shares striking similarities with those diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. This is where the confusion often arises, as the line between histrionic and narcissistic personality disorders can get blurred. Both disorders share some overlapping traits, particularly the ones that revolve around grandiosity, attention-seeking, and a seemingly unquenchable thirst to be the center of attention. However, the similarities often end there, and it's crucial to delve a bit deeper to understand the key differences. On one hand, individuals with histrionic personality disorder, like Tasha, often demonstrate a level of empathy that is noticeably absent in those with narcissistic personality disorder. They possess a keen sense of understanding and are able to emotionally connect with others. This empathetic side is often used as a tool to become endearing and gain approval from others. Their actions, driven by the desire for acceptance and validation, are often mistaken for self-centeredness, when in fact, they are fueled by an intense fear of being overlooked or unwanted. On the other hand, narcissists, while they may exhibit similar attention-seeking behavior, lack this empathetic core. Their primary focus is themselves, their needs, their desires. They lack the ability to genuinely empathize with others unless it directly benefits them. This is not to paint them as villains, but rather to highlight the complexities of these personality disorders. It's also important to remember that these disorders exist on a spectrum. Not all histrionics are intensely empathetic, and not all narcissists are completely devoid of empathy. There's a wide range of experiences and behaviors within these categories, and it wouldn't be fair or accurate to pigeonhole individuals into rigid definitions. Understanding these distinctions is crucial in challenging misconceptions and fostering a more empathetic society. By shining a light on these often misunderstood disorders, we can begin to break down the stigmas and stereotypes that surround them, paving the way for more understanding, acceptance, and support for those living with these conditions. Armed with this knowledge, how do we move forward? Now that's the question we should all be asking ourselves. It's about time we understand the power of empathy. Empathy allows us to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, to feel their struggles, their fears, their triumphs. It's the key to breaking down the walls of misunderstanding that surround personality disorders. It's crucial we all take up the mantle of mental health awareness. We should strive to understand not just histrionic or narcissistic personality disorders, but all mental health issues. Let's educate ourselves and others. Let's have open, honest conversations. Let's challenge misconceptions and stereotypes. And remember, it's not about labeling or judging, it's about understanding, accepting, and supporting. We're all unique with our own strengths and challenges, and that's perfectly okay. Remember, every step towards understanding is a step towards a more compassionate world.